Hello, my dear friends. I am sorry for the lack of content. Not only am I not well, I am going through some crap at the moment. I live in a complex, and not only are there Chinese whispers, I'm actually very frightened for my safety. Next door to me is a lady that shouldn't be here. She actually should be in a psych ward. About 4 weeks ago, I was forced to call an ambulance on her, and she was taken away and was away for nearly 2 weeks. But her hallucinations are even worse. They include, but not exclusive, that I have a boyfriend and a little girl called Aisha living here, and that because my bedroom wall is her bedroom wall, that this neighbour saved the little girl by using her CPAP machine tube pressed against the wall to give my little girl oxygen. Worse than that, me and other neighbours are spying on her through holes in walls and floors. This is really sad. I'm not making a joke of this. Mental illness, I am recognizing mental illness, but I'm also recognizing how cunning mentally ill people can be when they get to know the system, because this lady has come home with worse hallucinations than when she started. And we had to call the ambulance on her again last night. The ambulance said, we can't take away people unless they're willing to go. This woman is a danger and is obviously playing the system. I visited another neighbour after I called the ambulance on her, and I came home quite late. This other neighbour escorted me home, and this neighbour with psychosis, hallucinations, whatever, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, can't diagnose her, was hiding in her garden, spying on us, and accused him of something. Now, my heart goes out to people with mental illness. I have mental illness. But we also have to, as well as being caring and supportive of people with mental illness, we have to be very much aware that these people pose a risk to themselves and to other people. And I'm in that situation right now, and I have to deal with my own mental health issues. So having this is affecting me. I'm not sleeping, so you won't get much content. Anyway, let's get back to the topic. I want to say welcome to everyone, and please leave a comment. Now, one of my last videos I uploaded, I showed my ankle, and my ankle was really puffy because of fluid retention. Now, I have learned this, that with fluid retention, the body goes into a mode of, when you're not drinking enough water and dehydrating, the body holds on to water because it feels like you are not going to give it any more water. Well, I've learnt something else too. I was volunteering the other day, and women my age and older, we were sitting there, and so some of these women are in their 70s and their 80s, and we're talking about how we're getting fatter and fatter, and yet we hardly eat anything. And I was told that's because we don't eat, that's why we're getting fat. And if we did eat, we would lose weight because our body goes into starvation mode. So yesterday, I saw my doctor for another Buvidal injection, and I said to him, "Oh, Doctor so-and-so, I'm really concerned because in the last couple of weeks, I've put on 5 kilos and it's all on my stomach." And he looked at my ankles and they're swollen as well. And he said, "Your ankles is fluid retention, but the stomach is something else." And so I said about my diet, because I had an OT the day before, and I was taught, because I don't cook, my attitude is, when I was an addict, the type of drug I was using, you didn't want to eat, so I've lost appetite. So for 17 years, I really didn't have an appetite. And then when my husband died, I couldn't be bothered. Before that, I've been cooking since the age of 10 for my family. So to go to the trouble of cooking meat and veggies and whatever for me is too hard. Not only that, too expensive. Being on the pension, I can't afford meat, vegetables and fruit, not for every day. No. Anyway, getting back to my story, I said, "Doctor, is this true that if you don't eat, you put on weight and get fat?" And he said, "Yes." He said what happens is that by not eating, your metabolism slows down and your body goes into starvation mode and holds on to fat because it doesn't know when your next meal is coming. And then because you've slowed down your metabolism, the next time you have something to eat, that's stored, so you get fat. So if you eat constantly and correctly, you will actually lose weight. So today's video was about what I thought was an urban myth. And then when I thought about it, it made sense. If I've got fluid retention because I'm not drinking enough water, I would also be getting fat because I'm not eating enough calories. So next time you look at a fat woman, please do not judge her because thinking that she's eating 21 pieces of chocolate and all these sweets and everything. She actually may be starving herself thinking she's going to lose weight. And in actual fact, she is making the situation worse and putting on weight. And this is especially applicable to women because society has this expectation that women should be, to be beautiful, should be thin and slender. And as women age, they lose that slim figure, that we all had in our 20s and 30s and didn't appreciate and thought we were ugly when we were not. And our metabolism was a lot better then too. Because I can remember as a nurse, when I was 18 or 19, weighing only 7 stone. That's approximately 49 kilos. Do you know how much I weigh today? I weigh heavier today than I was pregnant with my children. And when I was pregnant with my children, I got up to 67 kilos. I'm about 68 kilos. And while you may say that's good for your BMI, true, it is a good BMI, but when you look at my body's out of proportion. I've got a big gut. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. I am ashamed. When my OT looked at my food cupboard, I was very ashamed. But this week, today was my payday, and I've changed all my food stuffs around, and I've bought a lot of instant meals because for $4 you can buy an instant meal with meat and veggies. Sorry, I'm lazy. You're never going to get me back to cooking in the kitchen. That's not me. I don't love cooking. I don't. But I have to eat, and so do you. And when we were in our 20s and 30s, yes, we could get away with starvation, but we can't now. As soon as you hit 50s and go through menopause, and you try to starve yourself, darling, you're going to put on weight. So join me and let's start eating and drinking properly. Thank you for watching. Please take care of yourself and each other. And I didn't mean to in any way make my next door neighbour look bad or judge her. She's sick. The ambulance should have taken her away, and there should be help available for mentally unwell people, because when mental illness is not addressed, they are at risk of harming themselves or other people, and I'm in fear. And unfortunately, the medical system is broken. I've been told that mental health wards are shutting down, and it is amazing. I shared this with my support worker about my next door neighbour, and she told me about her family member who had grandiose delusions of being some deity, and she was admitted to the mental health ward, but she knew how to play the system and convince them that she was okay when she wasn't. Because they get to know, after they've been in the system for so long, they get to know what to say, the right things to say, and then they're let free, let go, because let's face it, to keep a patient in a public hospital in Australia costs thousands of dollars every day. Thousands of dollars of taxpayers' money. So if the hospital can get rid of patients taking up beds, that saves them money. So they really need to address mental illness, and sometimes putting people on medication doesn't help, because this lady was taken away 3 weeks ago with delusions and hallucinations. They're worse now. Thank you again. So this video has been 2 parts about what's happening to me and about eating properly. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Love, light, and blessings. Gems done. Bye.